Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. I just want to talk about something that's like some real talk. And I kind of want to talk about like just a random video, I just really came to the conclusion about like, should you really keep your enemies close to you? Where they say keep your friends near but keep your enemies closer. I mean, do you really want somebody that you know is your enemy that close to you? Because sometimes when a person is too close to you, they can do the most harm. At least sometimes when a person is far away from you and you know that he's your enemy, you can prepare. You can prepare a lot better. And I noticed that. But I just kind of want to share some shit with y'all. And this is like a co-ed video. This ain't even really a black or a white thing or whatever the case you want to call it. It's more like a people thing. But I am pretty much talking to the brothers and sisters out here because, like I said, my channel is a predominantly black channel. But like I said, I give, all my subs different looks, which I think is a good thing. I got something for everybody. But I was just thinking about some shit, and like my coworker, man, and he was just telling me some shit. Like a lot of my coworkers talk to me and shit. Like I'm real cool with the truck drivers at my job and shit. I'm real cool. Even though I work like in the warehouse part of where I work at, but I'm cool with the truck drivers. I see the truck drivers either when I'm coming in to work, when they like coming in, or I see them on my way out. Either way I see them, I know most of them. So we be chopping it up. And one of my coworkers was just telling me, man, about, some shit, some personal issues that's going on in his household with him and his old lady and some other shit. And I could tell you guys from my own experience, real talk, and this is for all of the brothers and sisters out there, or just everybody that's listening. Sometimes the person that don't want to see you have something is the person that you come home to every night. Your wife, your husband, your / whatever, significant other, your boo, whatever. Because I'm a guy that went through that shit. And I know what it's like to be with somebody that wants you to fail and wants you to be miserable like they are. And I want to say something, man, real talk. Shout out to my nigga and my brother, Ben Saucy Boxing, because he's younger than me, but at the time, he helped me get through a bad time in my life. You know what I'm saying? So just because you older than somebody don't mean you can't lean to somebody and get advice for somebody that's younger than you. Because there's certain things that younger people may know or be more aware of than you are. And it doesn't mean that you're less smart. It's just that, sometimes you got to listen to advice from other people. And like I said, Ben Saucy Boxing helped me get through a very hard time in my life. I'll put it to you this way. He saved a motherfucker's life. That's all I can say. That's real talk. But I just was thinking, man, about what happened, with my coworker. And it just reminded me of the trauma I went through with my ex-wife. And she put me through a lot of shit. When I say it was one of the most toxic relationships I ever seen in my life, it was just very toxic. And I had to flee the scene because, like I said, somebody was going to end up in deep shit. Once again, I got to be careful. Can't really go deep in the details, but you guys catch my drift. And I done seen that type of shit where a woman is with a dude that don't want her to do good, that don't want to, be a team player, that just really be wishing bad shit on you. Because the person that I was with, I could just tell they didn't want me to prosper, to succeed and do well. They was wishing bad shit. They was rooting against me. And I done seen that in relationships where your woman or your dude, they are not comfortable within their own skin, or they got low self-esteem, or they just a hateful person or a vengeful person or just a rotten person, and they just want you to be rotten and they want you to suffer and be miserable along with them. Because like I said, the good thing for me, I got out of there before it was too late. At the time, I was just going through a lot of shit. So I was like in a bad place. So this person caught me when I was like down and was kicking me when I was down. But I had to pick myself back up. Yeah, that's right. Me. Everybody to a certain degree meet their match, or close to their match, or, you know, and I was just like in a real bad place at the time. Real bad. I was just going through it and shit. I was like, you know what I'm saying? I was going through issues with my son's mother. And at a certain time, you know, I felt like I was like losing my son and shit. And like I said, and this person, that's another thing. This person didn't want me to have a relationship with my son. And like I said, I was just like in a real bad spot at the time when this person caught me. You know, I was just like in a real bad spot. Like, I had trouble like finding work and shit because like I caught a case. You know what I'm saying? So it was difficult for me to find work. I was sad about that. And then I felt, well, damn, I'm a little too old to be sitting up here trying to trap and all that shit. And you thinking to yourself, damn, you don't want to go back that route. You want to be able to have money and spend it freely. You don't want to be sitting up looking over your shoulder. You don't want to be sitting up in certain positions or wondering who out to get you and all that type of shit, because I've been there and I went through that shit. So this person caught me at a bad time. So I was sort of like going through it. And this person would try to hold shit over my head and like, you know, just try to make me feel bad. Just like I seen this on the flip side, where you have a dude that the woman trying to come up, she have this dude's best interest, but this dude just want the person to be miserable. He want to purposely go out of his or her way to just be difficult. And that's how this person was. Just wanted to be difficult. Just to be difficult. And I'm going to tell you something else. You don't ever want to be tied to a person where they don't want to take accountability for anything. Where everything is somebody else's fault when it's clearly their fault. That's what you call a mental block. That's already telling you that this person is a toxic person. But sometimes it takes you too long to realize that you need to get out of this shit before it gets really bad. And it got to the breaking point with me where the shit just got really bad, where it really got out of hand. You know, you always have, which I don't like to say, I ain't gonna say always have, but they done been occasions where I know a woman or a man listening to this situation where you got that person that you with, and they will find something. Things could be good, you could be happy, you could be having the best time of your life, and this nigga or this bitch will find something, the littlest thing, to start a confrontation. And I noticed that about certain people because, to be honest with you, I had a family member like that. Well, I ain't gonna say had. You know, the person is still around. But this person, I could just tell, like, damn, dude, you like arguing with people. You like thinking of a way to start an argument with somebody. And when you run across those people, you need to flee the scene. I would peep this out. For years, I would watch this person. You know, they watch how they operate. To a certain degree, I thought it was cool because I'd be like, yeah, this nigga, he checking this bitch. Yeah, he checking her, you know, because like I say, I come from the Bay, come from East Oakland. You know, I'm used to the pimp culture. I'm used to the shit. I'm used to seeing that type of shit, that environment. You know, I come from the city where the Mac was filmed. Some of the most famous pimps came out of Oakland or the Bay Area. I mean, you know, Kenny Red, Fillmore Slim, the Ward brothers. I mean, real talk. So I would think the way this dude was talking, like, yeah, man, this nigga sick with it, like, yeah. But then after a while, when you get older, you start to like, damn, this kind of ain't cool. This nigga kind of like on some bozo shit. It's a difference between what you would call checking somebody when the person put themselves in a position for you to check them, but then it's a difference between when you have a nigga or a bitch that look for a reason to start an argument with you. And I was in one of those relationships where this motherfucker would always look for a reason to start a fucking argument over the littlest thing. Like, some shit like, damn, like, they'll come with some shit like, man, I don't like how you flush the toilet and all that type of shit, or some shit like that, or you didn't turn the faucet all the way off, or some shit like that, or you used too much toilet paper. I mean, just little bullshit like, are you fucking serious? You got to remember, you have people that like arguing, and that's already showing you, and that should already show you that this person is toxic, where you with a motherfucker that just like to argue, bitch about everything, where you like, damn, this nigga always fucking complaining, damn, this bitch is always complaining, and then you wonder, why am I still with this person? Or why should I shake the spot? I mean, the dick can't be that good, or the pussy can't be that good. And you be like, what is it? Sometimes you feel like, damn, I can help this person. I can change this person. And then some people just feel like this is their best option. And I'm going to tell you, I learned the hard way, you guys, you can't save everybody. You can't. I used to be one of them niggas that felt like I could like bring everybody together. Like, even when I'd be trapping back in the day, when I'd be on the turf, even when we'd get into it with rival crews, going to war or funking with somebody was always the last option. I wasn't one of them dudes like where something happened, hey man, let's get these niggas. But I knew dudes that did. I was always the dude like, hey man, let's see, can we grab one of these niggas from, you know, at least one of the top dudes, or one of the niggas that got clout in the rival crew, and see, can we fix this situation? Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. It had to get to a point with me to where I couldn't save everybody. And I always felt that way to a certain degree. I still have that mentality to a certain degree. I'm always the one that be like, hey man, real talk, you need to see, can you fix this situation? I don't believe in cutting somebody off based off the first incident. It all depends on how severe it is, because I truly believe in giving people chances. You know, I'm always one of them motherfuckers that be like, well, let's see, can we get this nigga on the phone? See, can we talk to this dude? See, can we try to come to some solution? I've tried to do this sometimes with, you know, the YouTube thing, with certain dudes not liking certain dudes. But then, me, myself now, I'll be like, I can't make this nigga like communicate with another nigga. At the end of the day, it come down to them. But I will try. Because I'm one of them dudes, like I say, I'm real for and in on blackness. Black people working together. But to a certain degree, we in such a bad place where it's very difficult to make that shit happen, because we're at odds with each other because we didn't been pulled in so many different directions to where we don't know how to find the path home. We go out of our way when the path is hey, take a left, a right, and then a left, and you there. But sometimes you have these motherfuckers that'll take 3 lefts, go a mile, and then go an additional mile, and you way off course. And that's how black people are. We're not on course. We don't follow directions. We don't follow the proper, you know what I'm saying? We don't follow the proper directions to get home. And I've been saying this for the most part. Most of us, we need to come home, and we don't know what to do to get home. And I feel like that's unfortunate. And I hate that shit. But it has to be said. But like I was saying, man, this is like the first time I really did these lengthy videos. I usually don't do this shit, but I got some shit on my mind and shit. Because I feel like I want to, show y'all my different dimensions and shit. But yeah, man. Getting back to, the other shit. Like I said, sometimes, like I said, the person that's your biggest enemy, your biggest competitor, is the person that you call your husband or your wife. You got to be careful who you put a ring on and say I do to. Because sometimes you will see you may be to the point where I shouldn't have, or I don't want to no more, or I was completely wrong. And I see that a lot, man. I see that a lot. And I want people that's listening to this video to learn from this shit. I want to be helpful, and I want to help my people out. I want y'all to succeed. Like Drake say, I just want y'all to be successful. But real talk, man. Thanks for listening, man. I'm out.